Hi guys. I am probably more nervous about doing the video I'm about to do than I have been for any of my other videos, or probably will be in the future. There are controversial videos I plan on doing that I'm just waiting for some more information about how it affects my school, the general subject matter anyway, that I'm nervous about. But this is different. This isn't something controversial. It's something very emotional, and it's someone else's emotions are involved, and I get nervous when I mess with that, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Over the last few days, I've been thinking about doing some videos as tributes to some different subscribers and subscriptions of mine who I kind of want to put a little spotlight on their videos and just them in general, because I appreciate who they are and what they do. And when I was thinking about that, I suddenly remembered a poem I wrote several months ago. The only poem I have written that I wrote for another YouTuber, that I was going to record as a little bit of a tribute when I wrote it, and I just lost my nerve. So let me just explain a little bit about that situation and get to the poem. The YouTube user is one of my subscribers and also someone I am subscribed to, who has a very emotionally healthy way of looking at life, despite having gone through very difficult times. The user is Dancing with a Broom, and his wife passed away a few years ago. I'm not sure exactly when, the day or the year escapes me, but from cancer. And his username comes from a habit she had of on his channel. It says, "My wife didn't just sweep with a broom, she danced with it," or something like that. And on his channel he shares a little bit of his story of losing his wife and the kind of person she was. And there are little glimpses of that story in his videos, stories about cancer walks, glimpses of his children and his grandchildren that are just very touching. And even in some of the videos that have nothing to do with that situation, it comes through because it's such a huge part of his life. And it's interesting. I'm always, kind of analyzing people's characters when I see them on their videos. And when he talks, there's this touch of sadness a lot of the time, that's just there. You can hear in his voice, and it's touching and kind of heartbreaking. And there is also an air of happiness anyway, and he seems to be living life as much as he can and trying to remember his wife instead of just pushing her out of his mind, and remember the lessons she taught him about loving life and living every minute. And the story is just so heartbreaking, with their children and him. And he posted a video several months back. I think it was the day or the day before I wrote the poem. It's what inspired it, just with some pictures. I think there were a few of her and of their children from the days around when she passed away that he discovered, that he hadn't known he had, from a digital camera or something like that. And the video made me cry. It probably made everyone who watched it cry. And this poem came out of it. So I'm nervous about reading it. I get emotional every time I read it. But here goes. I'm just going to read it, and I'm probably not going to want to say much after. So that's the story. His name is Mark, his username. I might have said that already, but is Dancing with a Broom. So please check out his videos. And yeah, I hope you like this. I'm nervous, but here it goes. Her very presence brightened up a room, he said with sad yet sweetly smiling eyes. I'll always see her dancing with a broom, each moment of her life a cherished prize. She didn't waste the time spent on each task, lamenting on the drudgery of chores. Instead, she had the faculties to bask in every breath of life, in sweeping floors. He wiped away a tear and told me how too soon that spouse and mother lost her life. But he found comfort in the here and now, in living life, in loving like his wife, in how her presence brightened up a room, in how she smiled while dancing with a broom.